passive jungler here to, to kind of synergize around the early game dominance that they have. Maybe wait for that scaling hero to get up, but no, they pick up a Karina. Yeah, Aulus could have been a pick here, but both of the teams have wrapped up their drafts. RRQ with a very tanky lineup, but there's still one question at hand. RRQ's draft is still very flexible. Akai and Thamus, which one's going to the jungle, which one's going to the XP lane? Personally for me, I think Akai is just better in the jungle role compared to the XP role because he can move around the map much easier. With that heavy spin, you can find picks much easier on the ganks.
I completely agree, Miracle. I feel like that is going to be where Akai is going here, Rashi. But I do want to add this. Beloyski will... Well, yeah, on paper he is a roamer, but will he play this Kagura? Because he's also deadly in this Kagura.
A big upset could happen, or the calculated RRQ might be able to take GEEK Fam down in the opening match, the opening day. Welcome to the land of Dawn, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1 as we jump in. RRQ and GEEK Fam. This is something that we've been seeing a lot here in the early game. Leashing their junglers.
Exactly. Helping the jungler get the faster clear allows him to avoid any kind of pesky interceptions coming in from the enemy roamer, and also allows him to just have a smoother early phase, get to those power spikes level 3, level 4, and then start doing work from then on. So it's a very efficient playstyle, especially if you want to go for early game fights, early game aggression.
I agree with you, but let's take a look at the spells here. One thing that stands out for me is Azura as a Kagura. He opted for that sprint. I don't know how effective is that spell going to be, because remember, Kagura can escape things rather easily, but I guess Azura here has some ideas. We'll have to see here. Will it show here in game number 1?
Well, Clay is already going to get engaged on right there, as there is a battle for the Wanderer, which actually Hans is able to win out in the Retribution duel here up against Albert. So a very uncharacteristic Albert already showing up here in the land of Dawn for game number 1. But back to the topic, Arashi. I want to ask you about what you think here about the Elzura bringing Elzura on stream. But wait a minute, Vin gets poked back, forcing that flicker out. GEEK Fam! This is a very different GEEK Fam already that we're seeing in the first minute, Arashi.
Absolutely, man. They have a lot more tanky heroes on the side of RRQ, but by that same, because of that, GEEK Fam, they have a lot more burst to work with in the early game. This is Skylar already making progress.
Hans jumping in with the Shadow Assault onto Skylar, but obviously Skylar there still able to dodge away with a Battle Mirror image, but he did burn that flicker, a very important resource.
Well-timed flicker as well, I feel. 3v1, he escapes, no harm done, and we are now focusing Turtle here. It seems like rotation-wise, GEEK Fam, they are out-rotated. They will give this first Turtle for free.
Well, top side though, they're looking for the trade. It's going to be Elzura who's jumping in onto Skylar, but it's still him surviving in a 1v2 once again. Coming out on top, but Beloyski comes in with the first blood. Presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series. This is the X Factor that GEEK Fam has.
The first blood of Season 10 coming from Beloyski himself, ladies and gentlemen, from a roamer. And now, let's go back to the game. As of right now here, economy-wise, of course, it's quite even. But, yeah, Turtle was slain by the side of RRQ, also presented to you by Samsung Galaxy A series here. We'll have to see here, can RRQ expand their objective lead?
Right, in terms of objectives, that's for sure what they're trying to do. So GEEK Fam, they have to try and get his kick out, right? Because once the fights evolve into those messy 5v5s, RRQ will have the advantage because they can't possibly burst down a Kupra, an Akai, as well as a Thamus, right? So they have to find a way to outmaneuver that and get advantage in the early game, as Beloyski there. Oof.
Aaron does not connect here. RRQ and as well as GEEK Fam, they are just dancing around. Total kill points here, it's just 1. First 3 minutes. And it seems like composition-wise, yeah, they are looking for a team fight perhaps after level 7 and 8, especially for side of GEEK Fam, Rashi.
As you can see, the Demon Slayer the lettuce emblem for Albert on the Akai. This is quote-unquote meta right now. It's about clearing, it's about farming up real fast and getting, being in the game and not being denied your farm. As you can see, GEEK Fam still not really under pressure. They're focusing on Skylar.
A mistap by Vin again, very uncharacteristic here from RRQ, making mistakes in the early stage, giving this leeway to GEEK Fam to take over this early game. But it is still RRQ with the slight goal lead. 300 gold lead right now, and so goes on to purple buff. Hans still able to steal that away, but it is another big battle spell used up by GEEK Fam that will enable RRQ to pick up the turtle for free. Meanwhile, top side, Bloody Hunt there, going to be caught by Beloyski, and that's going to be the kill onto Vin. He's 1 HP. Tadera comes in and picks it up. A 1-for-1 trade.
A good mirror strategy coming from the side of GEEK Fam. Communication-wise also was there. Yeah, has no retributions. So let's find a pick off top side. There was a roamer inside, and they just went ham. Of course, it will be GEEK Fam with 2 kills.
Beloyski looking for the hook, getting Clay, freaking it back onto Hans for the Shadow Assault, but Clay finds the escape with his sprint. Skylar on the top side, he needs to be careful here. He is actually getting bullied a lot by Chadera.
Absolutely, man. But you have to keep in mind that the gold lead, right, isn't that far for GEEK Fam. RRQ has been very solid in the farming department and in the objective compartment as well. They are still keeping up, and as time goes on, they will only get stronger and stronger. We see Skylar right now already with the Demon Hunter sword, but he is also itemizing for some defense. He knows he is the main target. He is trying to make sure that he can survive in these fights and actually pump out the damage that his team needs him to do.
Yeah, I mean, speaking about Skylar, right, take a look at 1-1 himself. Both gold seems like to have a well farmed here for first 5 minutes. RRQ, they are focusing on top side here, Mirko.
They're finally trying to enable Skylar in this gold lane, but Chadera, he knows it. He's going to run away with him, though. Looking for time to bend, going on to Beloyski here. Bloody Hunt to counteract that, but both teams just backing off. Skylar dashing away with the battle mirror image away from Beloyski, but the real world manipulation finds Beloyski. That's a kill onto RRQ. GEEK Fam once again here onto the back foot. Luke picks up a turret down below.
Oh, yeah, GEEK Fam, they are winning a turret now 1-0, but it seems like composition-wise here, again, RRQ Hoshi, they don't mind that they don't have a advantage here in the early game, but it seems like GEEK Fam, they are stepping up the pace. They are starting to step up the pace here, their pace here.
Well, we have to see, man. Coming into the late game, I think it's going to be a bit difficult. Early on, they have no pressure with the Franco, with the Karina, as well as Kagura. That's a lot of burst, that's a lot of setup for their team. But now, in the mid game, right, this is where the tanky lineup is going to be so difficult for GEEK to deal with. Camus, Akai, and Kuba, as you can see,
Finn goes in. The crowd erupts as Finn gets Beloyski once again, but they might be overcommitting onto the tank. Skylar 1 HP, dashes in one more time. Beloyski gets the hook. He's able to outplay. Skylar falls, and Kadera is looking for one more. He has the crossbow. Daggy will pump it off of a play of Beloyski. They find more kills. Albo with the heavy spin, bringing Chadera out, but it's not communicated properly. Jump into the game again. Back out of the game, Albert was actually slain by Chadera in that gold lane. 4 members fell in that fight. GEEK Fam now in the lead. The 8th place team going up against the defending Season 9 champions, and they are outclassing RRQ right now.
And take a look at the turrets here. One by one, RRQ Hoshi is losing their space. GEEK Fam now almost at a 2K lead here, and it seems like they are not stopping.
Absolutely, man. I mean, having all your members wiped out essentially like that after an objective, that is not what RRQ is used to. That is not what they want happening in this game. So they have to try and slow it down a bit and make sure that whatever they do after careful contemplation, because if they fight properly, again, their team comp is able to withstand the aggression from GEEK Fam for sure. I think they'll just have to wait for the next objective, right? When the Lord comes up, maybe then they can force GEEK Fam into a fight that they do not want.
Speaking of waiting for objectives, you know, if you guys are waiting for the objectives as well, you guys can go ahead and grab a snack with Grab Food. Go ahead and check the promo code out, but especially here, guys, if you guys want to get that wipe out, you guys gotta have fresh hair with Head & Shoulders X MPL, X Mobile Legends Bang Bang. You guys can definitely do that. Fresh hair, you smell good, you perform well on the stage, even at home.
In and out of the land of dawn. Yeah, indeed. And let's go back to the game here. What I do notice here, Mirko as well as Rocky Luke, all this Esmeralda,
Efficient.
is so efficient. He's just clearing, he's just rotating, very efficient. Yeah, sure, data-wise still at 0-0-0, but a play.
Oh my god,
R7.
R7 again, jumping onto one member, but it's going to be picked off instantly. He was hooked by Beloyski. And again, we're seeing Beloyski perform out of his mind. The prodigal son in the first game here at MPL ID. Vin jumping in onto the Tyrant's Revenge for Luke, not finding him though. Luke's still able to get away as Beloyski pulls Vin back. Vin jumping to the bouncing Ball finds Tadera and will be able to shut him down. Now on the back line, Clay falling to the hands of Lucas. Elzura jumps in, but the retribution battle. Albert will win it, and he will take it. Albert getting hooked back to Beloyski's side, but RRQ, they step back, they got the dub, and now they're happy with it.
Man, Albert is still so reliable. That was revenge for that Lethal Wonder here. But man, RRQ, they are slowly, with that Lord push, with that Lord steal, they are now looking to grab control in this game. But Beloyski, wow, with that Iron Hook, manages to catch that Lethal Wanderer.
This guy's insane.
That might be the. I think that might be the third Lethal Wonder he has stolen with the Iron Hook, man. These hooks are landing at a very uncanny accuracy. He's landing it left and right, even in the middle of fights where everything is just chaotic. So he is definitely someone that the members of RRQ need to look out for. But with the Lord right now, they have options to play around with. They can go for the split push. They can go for a team fight. They are going to try and equalize the objective game. As we look at the items here, play with the Ice King's Wand will be very beneficial in stopping the dive potential coming in from the side of GEEK Fam.
Speaking of the defense for the Lord, GEEK Fam don't really have a lot of high ground potential for the clear. It's only the 1-1 here, but Elzura in the mid lane gonna get caught in a blazing duet, and he will fall. R7 finds that kill. Real world manipulation up top. Finn jumping in onto Clay, stopping the real world manipulation. He needs one more on the weakness points to fly, but Albert with the backup here, finally taking that kill. RRQ in the lead once more. In the mid lane, they're pushing it down, and they will find tier 1.
RRQ now, they are establishing a good amount of lead here. Take a look at the real-time win probability. As I said that, it's shifted in favor towards side of RRQ. Meanwhile, GEEK Fam here, I do want to note that Skylar and as well as Clay, they need to look out for their positions. Why? Because Hans on this arena has secured the Holy Crystal, ladies and gentlemen.
The real-time win probability was shifting back and forth. Presented to you obviously by the Samsung Galaxy A series. But Arashi, what did GEEK Fam do to create, to give the space that RRQ needed?
I mean, they're doing everything right already, right? It just happens that they lost the Lord Retribution battle right there because Beloyski has been setting up the members of the GEEK Fam for those pickups, and it's been so successful that even R7 on the Thamus with the Vengeance, he can get picked off. So they have to do the exact same thing and try and be a bit more creative with the objectives afterwards, right? So I think both teams right now can really make use of the next Lord. There's 25 seconds, and I think contesting, in the middle of contesting the control over that Lord area, that will be where we see the next big fight between these two teams.
You know what's interesting? Oh, never mind. Beloyski here needs to be careful, but take a look at the backside. Elzura gets taken now by Skylar. Beloyski here with low HP tries to escape with that sprint, but R7 gets taken down with that crossbow of Tang. Now Luke being the sandbag, 1v4ing everything here, still surviving, and Hans with that Holy Crystal will definitely take Clay out. Take a look at Vin, he is the next target, he gets taken down, but Hans is quite low himself here. Albert on that manhunt. Hans, will he escape this one? At the end of the day, it will be 3 for 3.
3 for 3 in that trade, but who comes out on top? I can't help but think it's actually GEEK Fam, because with the gold laner still full HP, they can actually go and threaten the Lord take in the 12th minute of the game.
That's the difficult part about RRQ Hoshi's team composition, right? They have a lot of frontline, but they have two very vulnerable backline heroes, and without them, they can't really win out in these team fights. So GEEK Fam, with the with equal manpower loss, they can actually make a lot more happen, and now they go for the Lord, and they will secure it as Beloyski nearly lands another Iron Hook.
GEEK Fam once again solidifying their lead. I think this is the third swap in the lead here in the game. But RRQ, yeah, they were not able to grasp that lead properly. They lost it, and now we're going to take a look at the instant replay presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series.
Despite, as you can see in the beginning, Hans was able to do a lot of burst damage, and the fight is sporadic, right? We talk again and again about RRQ having a good front-to-back situation. They have good backline, they have good AoE, and a lot of frontline. But when the members of GEEK Fam are able to get behind them and just dive in towards Clay and towards Skylar, they don't really have an answer, and maybe they can use Albert's strength to deter them.
Oh, Beloyski with that hook. He didn't get the kill, but that's a very important resource. Vengeance gone. R7 now going to be targeted. He is all alone. Very, very aggressive there. Beloyski! Oh my god! On top of nothing, he just gets a hook on Skylar.
Oh, Beloyski now, Lord charges top side here. Base turret top side will fall. And Kadira will claim that turret. Then now, Immortal pops. Will he survive? It seems like he will not be able to escape this one as Lord marches. One member on one side of RRQ falls. GEEK, they are on the rise. They are not stopping here. The minions, it's too strong. The base now will be target. GEEK fam takes game numero uno.
GEEK fam with Beloyski. They have done it. They took a game off of RRQ. 2 seasons, 2